So very
The
nice.
red button popped up. It's working.
Oh, good, good. Thanks, Lynn. Thank you. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for being here. We have members of I Take the Lead. We have non-members of I Take the Lead. And I didn't get to practice this, but I just want to share a little bit of information about I Take the Lead. I know Terry invited some guests, and we'll be having more cycle in, but several people had registered for this knowing they couldn't be on here today at 3 o'clock. They had clients or whatever. 3 o'clock Pacific time, 6 o'clock Eastern time. So we are recording it. So right off the bat, everybody's going to get this recording probably tomorrow, but sometime within the next 24 hours, you'll get a recording. So if you want to see yourself, uh-oh, did you see my kitty? If you want to see yourself, or if you have to leave, really, don't worry about it. You'll get the recording. So I'm just going to share really quick, let's see, screen share, a little information about I Take the Lead. And I have to find it. This always happens. Oh, here we go. Can you see this? Yes, okay. Okay, we started the networking webinar October. It was actually October 2014, 2 years ago, because we build leads groups. And I know that you've got to be good at networking in order to be successful. And I noticed that there was a disconnect. People were struggling with their networking skills. So we started this a couple years ago. It's been very, very successful. And in case you're wondering who the heck this I Take the Lead is, we are a company, like I mentioned, based out of Portland, Oregon. And we create community through building leads groups. And we're from all the way from Seattle to Florida and some states in between. We love to have fun at our meetings. As you could tell, this was a regular I Take the Lead meeting, but it happened to be Dan Gardner's birthday. So we celebrated while we were in the midst of that, and somebody brought party hats and stuff. So we do like to have fun. We pride ourselves in adding a lot of value-added benefits for I Take the Lead members. We have special guest speaker meetings, new member orientations, free mixers, speed networking. Anyone can get a free membership with I Take the Lead. We have some members who never pay. We have a couple members who have taken trips for 7 nights because of I Take the Lead. We love to give back to the community. We do that through a nonprofit called Lead with Heart that we created, and we have free webinars. You're on a free webinar today. We provide free workshops and teleseminars as well. So this is just one of my favorite pictures I took at Depot Bay, and this is one of the places that you can go as an I Take the Lead member if you'd like for 7 nights, and there's not a bad view. This is from the balcony at my place in Depot Bay at Worldmark. So with that, I am going to turn it back to the meeting and stop my screen share. I am going to be turning myself off, and we're going to let Jason Stein speak. Jason actually was my first coach, oh gosh, probably 15 years ago. And he was just amazing. I thought, how does this young man know more than I do? But he does. And anyway, Jason has gone on as a coach. He's gone on to help over 100,000 small business owners, small businesses. And he helps them by helping them increase their profit, helping them with their relationships and helping them to make an impact in the world. And he does an amazing job. So I want to thank Jason for being here and speaking to us today. He's going to be sharing how to be seen, be heard, and be remembered. So Jason, I'll let you unmute yourself and I'll mute myself so I don't interfere. So thanks a lot, Jason.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. I just first wanted to thank Becky for my Take the Lead and just a fine tune. Like, I've helped over 1,000 small businesses around the world. I have clients in Australia, but 100,000 would be nice. That would be a nice goal for an end goal. So wanted to just share a couple bars on my background, and then we'll get into the training. I started my professional career as doctor of Oriental medicine. So in the state of New Mexico, acupuncturists are given primary care status. And I was a primary care physician in a hospital as the medical director of integrative medicine. And what I found was that people were getting sick from the place they spent most of their time. Anyone want to take a guess? You can use the chat button below to take a guess where that is. Yep, work. Thank you, Shelley. We spend more time at work than anywhere else, and often work begins to kill us. It's one of the reasons that I take the lead. Most of us are independent contractors or we're working in small business so that we can find a way that works for us. And so I really gave up the medicine side and started looking at how I could help small businesses not only get more profitable, but build better relationships. And I see Lynn on the call as well. And Lynn is just a master of networking, and relationships are important. And so what we're going to talk about today, I'm going to screen share my PowerPoint. We're going to be talking about that 30-second commercial. And let me get there here. So be seen, be heard, and be remembered. Because you're doing a lot of networking already. You're on the internet, you are meeting people face to face, maybe you're going for coffee, and you have that opportunity to share yourself. And often we don't know a structure that works for us, so we end up really struggling. And let's talk about that. We're going to talk about what it is, why we have a 30-second commercial, and how we can create one that's totally successful. And so I have a template for you that we can talk about online today. And then Becky has a one-page worksheet that you can use on your own. And so before we get started, when I'm live, it'll be interesting. I do a presentation where I really want to see where you're at today. So if I say R-O-A-S-T, it spells roast. You can read it there on your screen. And what I'd like to do, although I can't hear you, I'd still like to be interactive. So let's say it 5 times out loud. Ready? Roast. No, really, I know you're by yourself, but let's say it out loud. Out loud. Roast, 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 roast. What do you put in a toaster? You put? Now, what did you say? Did you say toast? Because you put bread in a toaster. If you put toast in a toaster, you end up getting really crispy. And often in work, it's where we end up. We end up going really fast, really furious, and we start to operate from the neck up. I call this the strategy zone. How can I get more done? How can I get more clients? How can I recruit more people? How can I make more sales? And we forget about this other zone, which is the heart zone. And ultimately, we go on autopilot, you know, where are the car keys? What's his name? You're in a network meeting and you meet someone and you're like, 10 seconds later, what was their name? I'm thinking about the 10 next things I need to do rather than being present with the person right in front of you. And so when we talk about an elevator speech, we really want to talk about where's it from? Like what's the origin? And the name comes from Hollywood, where those people that were wanting to pitch their movie idea were given the opportunity to get in the elevator, and the executives are on the top floor. And so you would have about 30 seconds to pitch your television or your movie idea, and the executives would either welcome you off the elevator or have you escorted out. And ultimately, people were able to start to craft, how can I say a lot of information in a very little amount of time? Now, before we go more into it, we have to talk about what is marketing. Many times small business owners don't like marketing. They feel that it can be manipulative, or that you're trying to hook people in, or that it's inauthentic. And all of those are true for other businesses, but they don't have to be true for you. Ultimately, your product or your service really is there to help. It's to be of service to another individual. And by marketing, you can help identify who those unhappy people are in the crowd and how you can help them. So ultimately, it's about building relationships. I like to reframe marketing as opposed to hook in or attract more clients, like the art and science of relationship building. And I Take the Lead is amazing at this. They have chapters all over. You get to meet people, you meet their families, you meet what they do, and you begin to not have to hold your business all by yourself. So really, when we're exploring the 30-second commercial, how can you have an entry conversation into what you do? Now, why have one? Well, ultimately, you're going to go at some point to a place where someone asks you that question, what do you do? And you can either be nervous and kind of jumble along and get unpresent from the neck up, or you can be really grounded. And what I've found is that it can be nerve-wracking when the attention is on ourselves. We are very comfortable by being of service to other people, but we're not so comfortable sometimes when the spotlight or the attention is on us. Like right now, you can look at your computer and you might have it on gallery view. You can see all the speakers, all the other people, or you're seeing my presentation and me in the bottom corner. You see maybe your computer. If you look up from your computer, you can see the things around you. But the one thing you cannot see are your own eyes. And if you don't see your own eyes, you're just used to looking outward. Now, when people are looking at you, they may be really excited, but too much attention and we start to fold. So I remember my first experience at a chamber meeting. It was my first opportunity to do a 30-second commercial, the elevator speech. And they had loud equipment, they had speakers, they had this microphone. I'll use my iPhone. And I noticed it was going around in a circle, and the microphone was getting closer and closer and closer to me. I could not hear a single thing anybody else was saying about who they were or what they did. All I could see was that microphone was getting closer to me. And eventually it got to me and I said, and I handed the microphone over to the next person. Wasn't a surprise at the end of the day that didn't help me be more visible or attract more business. It made me nervous, and it made me think of places like I Take the Lead that they should be avoided until I learned more. And what I learned more about was this 30-second commercial is an opportunity to be a lighthouse so that all the people out at sea that may be perfect fits for you as a client can see you. And you can bring them to the shore in a way that's not repulsive, that's not trying to tow them in, but you can just shine the light of who you are in your product and service in a way that they can start taking steps towards you. Now, to do this, you have to do a little bit of branding work 101 and really know your tribe. When I talk to people and I say, what's a good referral to you? Many people will say, well, everyone, if they're a human being, if they breathe, they're a good referral. And the challenge with that is it's hard to keep everyone in mind. So when we go to a place to market ourselves, generally people are thinking, oh, can I relate to that? Is there someone in my internal circle that actually needs that product and service? And so if you haven't done all this already, I ask you to look here. And if you have done this already, just revisit when you look at the different tribes. So you really want to know your ideal, I say patients or clients. This says patients. I need to change the slide because I also deal a lot with healthcare providers. But clients, what's the age, the gender? Where do they live? What zip code are they in? And what do they know about? What do they read? You know, the psychographics are different. It's the core values and the belief systems. Are they more liberal? Are they more conservative? Maybe that doesn't matter. When they go to the library, what kind of books do they like reading? When you can put yourself in the shoes of your clients, all of a sudden you can relate to their experience on a granular level. And when that begins to happen, that's where the relationship begins to be built. Now, what are some of the challenges that they face? Maybe you're a realtor and they're looking to buy or sell a home. Maybe you're a mortgage lender and you're looking at the finances and the funding. Whatever it is that your business is, there is a challenge that they're facing. And when you can identify that in words that they relate to and they understand, all of a sudden they feel seen. They feel seen by you. So be seen. That doesn't only mean for us. Be seen means really witnessing the person in front of you. And what are their biggest needs? Now, once you've done this work, you can start to say, what is it that I need to do? And what I find is that most people in small business don't want to. They don't want to market. They love the products and services that are created, that they get to share. And they have often a lot of testimonials of people having great success. They just don't have enough clients. And that's because small business owners often resist marketing. Everyone's looking for that magic formula. Like, teach me how to do it online. How can I up my SEO? How can I automate everything? And here's the thing. More and more things are going to go to automation. And I don't think that's what your clients are really looking for. What they're looking for is that personal connection to you. So by doing this, the word of mouth kicks in. Word of mouth is going to be 80 to 90% of your business if you start to do it well. It means that you're going to have viral capacity, that when you share what you do it so clearly that other people can share what you do. You're going to have consumer empowerment. You can have lead generation. You can have positive interactions. And at the end of the day, you can begin to sell products and services in a way that doesn't make you sick. You can do it in a way that not only adds to the bottom line and your profitability, but in a way that you enjoy. You know, according to Nielsen ratings, 92% of consumers believe recommendations from family and friends over all other forms of advertising. This means that when you're looking, do I do Google AdWords? Do I do Facebook AdWords? Should I spend more money on online marketing? The truth is, a little bit of that goes a long way, and it's going to be your clients that refer to you. And you have to ask yourself this question. Have I made myself easy to refer to? Do they know who I help and how I help them? Or have they made it difficult? And by using your 30-second commercial, you can begin to help them identify who's the right fit for you, not just so they understand for themselves, but they can start to scan the Rolodex in their brain to see, oh, names and faces of other people that would be a good referral for you. So how do you create it? You know, you may have done some legwork in this before, but most people create it by saying, you know, I am a blank. So I'm going to come back here for a second. I am a massage therapist. I am a clean water distributor. Whatever that is for you, what you're doing, if I say I'm a massage therapist, it's bringing up the name and faces of all the other massage therapists that the people already know. It's also saying, well, I don't really feel comfortable getting touched that way, or I love massage and I can think of John that used to give me a massage, those types of things. So you want to not stop there, but you want to add that. And you want to add that because there's going to be lots of places to share. You know, you can share at network meetings, at dinner parties, at health fairs, and ultimately you are answering that question. This is what I do. Now I want you to think for a moment about brain chemistry. There is a part in your brain, if you can see in the picture above, these red little highlights are called the amygdala. And the amygdala are the fire control center of the brain. They're really the fight or flight. And we are either stimulating people's past, which we don't want to do because they're all past associations, and oftentimes people don't have really positive past associations with your product or service. And if they do have a positive experience, they probably already have a representative to service them there. So we have to get to the present. The present is the frontal lobe, different part of the brain. And that only happens in the present moment. Now, the way to do this is to really talk about where your client is at. And so I'm going to turn my screen share off for a second. I'm going to come back in. And Becky, would it be okay, I can see you shake your head yes or no, to take someone live and we can take them off? Yeah. And so can I have a volunteer? Is anyone wanting to work on their elevator speech? Not all at once. You got to raise your hand so Becky can see it. Okay, so Becky, I saw Donna and I saw Carrie. So if you could choose one of them. Is there a way to do it? Yep, so you're still on mute. Everyone, can you nod your head yes if you can hear me? Great. So Carrie, what I'm going to do is work with you through the chat. And so at the bottom of your screen, there's a little bubble and it says chat. Can you tell me what you do? You're a copy editor. Great. So if you were to say in a marketing meeting, hi, my name's Carrie and I'm a copy editor, and then you pass the mic, everyone's thinking about what is copy editing, or like what other copy editors do I know? Are you unmuted now, Carrie?
It's Kari. Can you hear me?
Kari, thank you. So Kari, can you see how if you just stop there, you're actually triggering your competition? Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, great. And so what type of copy editing do you do? Do you do it for manuals? Do you do it for website? Is it marketing copy?
I have two groups. I do book manuscripts, so I work with authors, and then I also do, for businesses, I do marketing materials, websites, things like that. So I'm kind of split.
It's okay. It's okay. Authors and business materials.
Yeah.
Really clear. Now, what is it that's in their mind? Like, you know how authors really like to get their work out there, but without shaping it, you just get the ideas and it doesn't read well?
Yeah.
So you see how I'm taking that there?
Yeah.
For this exercise, let's use authors or let's use business marketing. Which do you prefer?
Let's do authors. That's my focus, what I'd like to work on. So
Great.
let's do authors.
Great. What do you think their biggest challenge is?
They're too close to the material. They have been working on it a long time, and they don't see what is actually written out. They're just too close to it, and they need someone else to come in and say what's working, and maybe they don't know the grammar and all that technical details either. So
Great. Now, here's like a sidebar when I said you can't work with everyone. The beautiful thing is that everyone has a book in them. It's really true. And so you could start with, you know how everyone has a book inside of them, but they start to write it or they think about writing it and they're too close to the material, so it's not coming out in a way that the audience can really see, feel it when they read it? Well, I blank. What is it that you do?
I can help. I can edit, and I can look at it and find the holes and help them see how it can be improved. I'm not sure how to say that, but yeah.
Yeah, so if I can channel it for a second, I would say something. Well, I help as a guide and an editor to help them get their words on paper that's read in a way that it's received by the reader. Now we're recording this, so you can go back to that. And then my clients report, what are some of the authors that you've worked with? What do they say about you?
What do they say about me?
Yeah.
Okay. I've really helped them see things that they haven't seen before, a particular chapter that they're really struggling with. I really helped them make it a lot better and make it flow like what they intended, that they couldn't get there themselves.
Great. Yeah, and so then you fine tune that, you craft that, and you say, well, my clients report that they're able to get chapter to chapter together to a cohesive final product so that the flow happens and they're ready to go to sales.
Yeah, I see what you're doing. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. And so we combine that all together, and you have phrasing where no longer are you bringing up your competition, but you're saying who you help, how you help them, and what they actually say about you. And it's a really valuable use of the time for 30 seconds.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. How's that landing for you energetically?
Good. I've struggled with the words. I think I try to say too much and focus on the things I do, which really doesn't matter to the people I'm speaking with. It's nice to help get that link of who I'm trying to reach, and I've struggled with it for a while. So yeah, good. Thank you.
Yeah, if you just start interviewing some of your past clients, you're going to get really clear what it is you do. One of the things that I bet you do for them is I bet you help them finish their book faster.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things they really want to pay you for.
Yeah, great.
I just, by the way, Kari, I am illiterate in more than one language. It's like editing. I have an editor for every newsletter I send out.
Yeah,
There's a need for it, both in authoring and in the business world. So for the other people on this call, like, this is a service that's really valuable if you're starting to send out a newsletter every week or every month to make sure you're having an editor, because a lot of people will notice the errors rather than notice the message. Yeah?
Yeah.
Great. So I'm going to go ahead and have Becky turn you off. Thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you. And Becky, do we have time for one more, or should we keep going? We do. We have time for one more. And I think it was Donna that had her hand raised. As I'm doing this with Donna, I invite everyone else to start to think about yourself. You don't have the template in front of you, but let me read it off. You know how blank? Well, I blank, and my clients report blank. So Donna, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, great. I can. What is it that you do?
I am a daily money management. Right now I'm focusing on seniors. I help them make sure their bills get paid on time, their checkbooks get balanced, they're not falling for scams, help them stay independent, organize their financial papers, that kind of thing.
Oh, can you share just the distinction between what you do and what a bookkeeper does?
Well, I work strictly with individuals. I don't work with businesses, as opposed to a lot of bookkeepers work with businesses. I work one-on-one with individuals and only individuals, not businesses.
Right. But
So
you
it's a
do
lot of this.
you do reconcile their books on the individual side?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's very similar, but I just don't work with businesses.
Great.
It
And if
helps the seniors. It helps seniors stay independent longer.
yeah. So, oh, this is good. I'm in. So, what do you normally say? I'm curious.
I have been saying that I help people find money they didn't know they had lost, and I help them be able to utilize that money to help them stay on track financially.
Great. So, I want to back out just a little bit that you have two markets. One is just the regular individuals. They may be, in their 40s, 50s. The other are seniors.
Right.
Yeah, great. So, again, I'm going to just channel it, and then we can fine tune it to make sure it fits for you. Okay, Donna?
That's fine.
Yeah. You know how everyone's trying to take advantage of seniors? It's like they want to dupe them. They want to get their money. They feel like they have worked hard, so they have more to take from. Well, what I do is I help those seniors with money management. So just like a big business that knows where all the money's coming and going, seniors get really smart financially, and they get to live the life they want for the rest of their life. My clients report really having healthy relationships with money and not worrying about coming to the end of their Social Security.
Right. That sounds good.
I'd refer to that. Yeah. So what you want to do is you want to re-listen to the recording and then make it your own. Because it's very specialized, and I could just see that good referrals for you once you know that market and you know your commercial, then you can start to build a mind map of who else could I share that with that would be good referrals. And some of those people are reverse mortgage people. That would be a great referring source to you. Another would be you're going to be seeing more elder care services that aren't medical, but they're about companionship. And so someone going and visiting with an elder person that lives by themselves, a service like that would be a great referral to you. So the children of that aging parent are often concerned about their finances, and that's low-hanging fruit for you to add more of the right fit.
Right. I like that. Thank you.
Yeah. Great. So we're going to stick with those two. You can go ahead and put Donna on mute. I'm wondering if I see we have 2 pages full of people, so I can't see everyone at once. I'm wondering if there's anyone else, not to walk through the 30 seconds, but something's coming to mind for you that you just have a question or a comment that you want to share. If you can raise your hand so we could see it. And I'm a big believer that other people have your question too, and this is the time where most people are like, well, no, I don't really want to raise my hand. Visibility. So, I love it. Is the child raising for you? Okay. Oh, great. No or yes? So Rachel's son or daughter has got their hand up high. Is there any questions at all? Going once. Yeah, Lynn has a question.
Well, it's more of a comment. Jason, I've done one seminar with you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Okay. I've done one seminar, and now we're doing this. People are in the old habit of the old 30-second commercial.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying this is a really great way to do it, because when you give that old 30-second elevator speech we're all used to, people immediately put you in a bucket and they stop listening to you, which is why I like what you're saying here. But this takes practice. You've been doing the same way of networking. For me, it's been a dozen years. So what I've done is your templated questions here, I've put them into my smartphone notes.
Nice.
I'm trying to make a practice before a networking meeting that I look at that and I think about that so that I'm consistently practicing. Otherwise, it's easy to fall back in the old way. So you can really utilize this and make yourself stand out to where when you give your elevator speech, people don't automatically say, oh, you say you're doing this. I automatically know who you are and what you do, and they stop listening. I think that's the whole goal. And then you're also talking about being genuine. I completely agree. We had a talk today in one of the meetings about using social media, and it's not about selling. It's about building those relationships that you talk about and being genuine. You can do it on social media. You can do it face-to-face, but you've got to be genuine and let people know how you're helping people. And if you do that and follow this template, I think you're going to see a lot of improvement. So not really a question, just some input I felt like I wanted to throw in.
I love it. I love it because it really is about relationships. And for everyone on the call right now and for all the viewers that are watching later, because I know a lot of people watch later, people are going to buy your product or service. They're going to buy it from you or they're going to buy it from someone else. And if you can show up in a way that you're present, they're going to buy it from you. Yeah. You can get plugged into the economy and all sorts of things and watch the news and be in a fear state, but ultimately there is a lot of business happening every day, including today. And are you being visible about it, or are you hoping that, you know, it just kind of happens naturally? And you got to put some initiative in a place to your heart, which is we're used to here, strategize, strategize, strategize. And when you can do business from your passion and your heart, it's a whole different game. Marketing and sales can be flipped upside down on its head, and you can create a sales filter. I don't call it a funnel, a sales filter that can be fun. And so it sounds like there aren't other questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one more slide here, and I'll come back in. Hang on one second. So really summing it up, this elevator speech, as I said, Becky has a worksheet that she can share with you. It's really about, you know how blank, well, I blank, and my clients report blank. And ultimately, this can give you a way that not only are you seeing people for where they really are, but they're going to feel seen. They're probably going to feel heard, and they're going to hear you. And they're going to remember you as the one person that slowed down to share enough from heart to heart rather than head to head. And so I want to share my way of doing this. Like, I wanted to flip coaching and consulting upside down. And I don't find that a free discovery session was that fun. It's like I know the sales funnel. I know NLP, I know manipulation techniques that work, and all of it was hurting my heart. So I flipped the model upside down, and I decided to do chocolate strategy sessions for 30 minutes of business consulting for your business in exchange for your favorite chocolate. And what I found is that I'm working with people around the world, and for the ones that are ready to do more with me, they do more with me. And the ones that I can just be of service and help in the moment, that's okay too. It's really about showing up with fullness of servitude. And so you can see that link there. I think it's on the worksheet as well. And I have a online calendar that if there's spaces open, you can get into them. And I just want to say thank you. You guys could be anywhere. You could be at another network meeting, and you chose to be here today. And I'm appreciative of you and of Becky. I Take the Lead has grown so much over the years. And I appreciate this technology that Zoom's bringing so we can really start learning more and doing more and being closer to home, because I can see that a lot of you are in your home-based offices today. And so I just want to say thank you.
Well, thank you, Jason. I wanted to ask you a question, however, that the sheet that you keep referring to, I've used it at your meetings. I've written it down. Is it one that you sent after the workshop?
Yeah, it is that one.
Okay, then I know exactly where to go to find it. Okay. And so you will, if people send you chocolate, even if they're in China, you'll go ahead and connect with them.
Yeah, I have clients all over the world. So I have clients in Australia, in Great Britain, in Romania.
Wow.
And I do receive chocolate all over the world. And I had no idea how many different chocolate companies there are because I've been offering this just since July of this past year. And I've never received the same type of chocolate. So there's just so many different companies. And it's my way of saying, hey, it's about a give and receive exchange. And I found a way to do that in a way that works to also let the right people know what I do when they're ready for more, because I do private coaching and I do group coaching as well.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Well, very nice. Well, Lynn, you can unmute yourself. We'll let you talk. We mute Lynn at the meetings as well. So
Yeah, a little more disruptive at the meetings. I will throw out that when I came to my first I Take the Lead meeting 12 or 13 years ago, it was a B2C, then B2B now. And Jason was the speaker at that inaugural meeting. And obviously that had a good impact because I'd never been to a networking meeting before, and then you've got a speaker talking about business, and I've been coming ever since. So he really can help you, and chocolate is a very good price for getting a solid strategy session. I know a lot of business owners that have used coaches like Jason for just the session, and sometimes that can be beneficial and bring a huge change to your business. It can give one seed of an idea that moves you forward when you were stuck. And then once you get through there, then you might call back and say, I'm ready to take it to the next level and get some serious coaching. But take him up on the offer.
Absolutely. I know I took him up on it years ago, and it was before chocolate was an incentive.
Well, he was not successful when he said, send me lutefisk. Oddly enough, you know, he helped a couple Norwegian business guys. Other than that.
Well, I want to share with everyone, this isn't like a sleight of hand. It really is my way to be of service. And for all of you, you really want to think about a way to connect to people in a way that's fun for you. And so I do have a video clip. I believe in video, and it comes out every Monday morning. It's called the Monday Morning Minute. And in your own business, I want to encourage you to think about what is a regular way that I can reach out to my community and build that relationship. And so if you don't have that already, you want to start thinking about how can I have what I call a first journey relationship with people so that I can regularly come to them in a newsletter or on your blog and being consistent with it, because your business will grow.
Absolutely. Well, thanks. Did anybody have any quick questions that you want to ask Jason before you can either raise your hand or type it in. You have all been so well behaved. All I could think of is everybody's going to try to talk at once, and so I really appreciate all of you. So thank you very much. But if you have a quick question, you can unmute yourself and just holler out real quick to see if there are any quick questions. Let's see.
And the stare-off begins.
I know.
Everybody's hunting for the buttons.
Yeah. That's funny. Hi, Amber.
Hi, Becky.
Did you have a question?
No, I didn't. I thought
Okay.
the presentation was great. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's very, very thorough, Jason. The first time I heard you talk about this, I fell in love, and I just thought it was so powerful because it's not, you're sharing with people. And I think anytime you can share instead of sell, you're just a step up above the competition. So I really, really appreciate it. So if there are no more questions, we'll go ahead and end it. And I want to thank everybody, especially Jason. Thank you, Lynn, for being my sidekick. And I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We are going to get more of these networking webinars coming up soon, and I know I already have Marjorie Dudley's going to be presenting in January, but we'll have some more coming up. So again, Jason, thank you so much. I really appreciate you and all you do for us. So
Thank you for having me.
Good stuff, Jason.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.